Hi friends, I want to talk to you about something I see all the time with clients, with friends, and honestly with people who genuinely love astrology. It's called transit chasing. You may have heard of it. I think there are a lot of astrologers who talk about this too, but you haven't heard it from me, so in case you're new to it or need a reminder, this is for you. Transit chasing is when we're constantly watching the next retrograde or for the eclipses or the next planetary shift and hoping it's going to explain how we feel or fix something or finally bring some relief in a way from whatever we're currently stressing about in life. And I want to say this with so much compassion because I understand why we do it. I'm guilty of it myself. When life feels heavy, uncertain, or painful, it's natural to want reassurance, to want a timeline, to want meaning for why things are happening the way they are. Astrology can offer that, but only when we use it consciously. You'll know you're transit chasing when you hear yourself saying, once this retrograde ends, things will be better. Or, this transit is ruining everything. Or, why isn't this working for me like it is for everyone else? Over time, astrology stops being a tool for awareness and it becomes something we cling to for certainty. And that's where things can become very problematic, unhealthy, or even harmful. It can become harmful because when we're constantly consuming astrology without enough grounding and realistic view of our lives, it increases anxiety and hypervigilance. It can undermine trust in our own inner knowing. And it can make us feel behind or broken or like we're missing something. Instead of helping us live our lives, astrology becomes something we wait through. And eventually this can lead to disillusionment. And not just with ourselves, but with astrology itself. And that's heartbreaking to me because astrology holds real wisdom. Here's the part that doesn't get said enough. Astrology is deeply complex. It's nuanced. It's multi-layered and multifaceted. It's a language that can take lifetimes to fully comprehend. That's why astrologers are always studying. It's also magical and mystical and mysterious and mind-blowingly accurate, especially in hindsight. There are two things that are true and you can count on. One, astrology is learned and understood looking backward, but it has to be and can only be lived going forward. Two, astrology can be approached from a million different perspectives, and there are 1,000,001 ways the natal chart can be interpreted, but you are the only one living it. Not all transits affect people the same way, without your natal chart or even sometimes with it. Because there are points of interpretation in astrology that can't even be seen or may not even connect to actual planets like midpoints, planetary nodes, or fixed stars and asteroids. So transits can easily become misleading or be misunderstood. Astrology was never meant to be consumed like a daily forecast that tells you how to feel. It's relational, it's contextual, and it's deeply personal. Astrology reflects life. It doesn't replace living it. If you want to work with astrology in a way that supports your nervous system and personal growth, here are a few tips. First, focus on fewer transits and focus on them more deeply. You don't need to track everything. Choose one or two themes and work with them intentionally. Maybe take one key transit that's hitting directly for you, listen to some carefully curated insights, and then sit with how it resonates for you. Maybe journal about it or what's currently going on in your life and how it might apply. See if the energies are in play and how they seem to be supporting or maybe challenging the situation. And don't assume if it's being talked about as a great transit that it will go that way for you. Second, anchor into your natal chart. Transits activate what already exists. So growth comes from self-knowledge, not prediction. Take an aspect in your natal chart maybe and really study it. Then meditate on what you learned and ask yourself if it really fully resonates for you or not. If it doesn't, explore further. It could mean a lot of different things. Maybe it's because of a different connection it's making that's coloring that, or expressed through you in a different way. Maybe it's because something that you've already lived and evolved through or integrated is operating at a different level. And the same thing goes for when you get a reading from a professional astrologer. If they say something or offer something that doesn't resonate about an area of your chart, don't try to make it fit. Speak up, be honest, and ask questions. Astrology sessions should be a dialogue of discovery, not a one-way reading, in my opinion. Remember, you're living the chart. Speaking to that, third, track your lived experience, not the promises that astrology is making or the predictions astrologers are making. Ask, what am I noticing and what patterns are repeating? How am I being invited to respond differently? This is how astrology can guide us. It can point to the areas of life that are in the spotlight that can help us grow and evolve with awareness and conscious action. Fourth, pay attention to how astrology makes you feel. If you feel more anxious or fearful or powerless after consuming it, that's a sign to pause. Astrology should help you trust yourself more, not less. And I want to leave you with this. And I know this is not easy to hear or believe. I honestly struggle with it myself sometimes. So I'll say it for you and for me. You are not behind. You are not missing your moment. And your life is not waiting for the next transit to begin. Astrology is here to walk with you, not rush you, not scare you, and not take away your inner authority. Your journey is unfolding in its own wise and divine timing. I know it's hard to trust, but it's true. I hope this offers some calming support and allows you to take a deep breath if you recognize your transit chasing. And use astrology as the beneficial, empowering tool and guide it is meant to be. Take care, friends.